Combat rating is crucially important. It is going to determine in this game, basically, if you are allowed to do damage to certain creatures. If creatures have way higher combat rating than you, it is not feasible for you to be able to beat those PvE creatures. And in PvP, if somebody has significantly higher combat rating than you, it typically means they have a lot bigger stats than you, and more than likely you're not going to beat them in PvP either. So in this video, what we're going to do is the following things. First, we're going to explain combat rating, what it is and how it works. Then we're going to explain how combat rating is acquired. Then we're going to give you the best methods to acquire those combat ratings. At the end of this video, you're going to have all of the information you need to know about combat rating and should hopefully become a stronger account from this information. If that sounds good, consider subscribing or liking the video in exchange. Let's go ahead and get going. Combat rating you can see very clearly by just going to your actual inventory, clicking on your bag, clicking on the bottom left little guy that's right under my camera, right about here, and then you can see your attributes. Click more attributes, and you can click on combat rating. You can see the definition of it. Now, my combat rating is 198 higher than Hell 2, meaning that I would do 10% bonus damage as well as receive 9% less damage. If this is in PvP, it's capped at 10%. That way people in PvP can't just well out super hard and then one-shot you, even though welling does happen in this game and there's still other stats that are unmitigated that I've covered before. How do you actually get combat rating? Well, combat rating comes directly from attributes. If you actually go to your attributes and look, my intelligence will increase my damage, sure, but it also increases my combat rating at a 1-to-1 ratio. You'll notice my fortitude will do the same thing. My vitality will also do the same thing. It's increasing my combat rating at a 1-to-1 ratio while increasing the other stats. Okay, even strength will do this as well. Now, if I was a barbarian, my strength would be my stat instead, and I would gain damage from strength, but I would still gain combat rating. Combat rating is gained at a 1-to-1 ratio for every attribute. What does this mean? Well, let's talk about the free-to-play first and help out everyone, because free-to-play things Wells can do as well. Well, when you're playing free-to-play, how you can get higher combat rating is by getting better gear. The gear itself will have higher attributes the higher level you get. You can see this one's 42. I've had helmets that have less than 42 bonuses. For instance, if I look at my chest plate, this is a triple row. So I got lucky and got 3 attributes that showed up. If I managed to get 3 attributes on this helmet, I would have another 40 plus combat rating, because that's another attribute rolling a 40 plus score for that level. Meaning all these items that do not have triple rows are all combat rating potential. There's 5 items here. I've only got lucky with 1 row there and 1 on my waistband here, okay? Meaning there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then eventually once we hit Paragon 30, which is going to be another way to get combat rating, I'll talk about that in a moment, I will have the gauntlet as well. We could be talking about 7 different items that can all get another 30 to 40 combat rating. That's another 200 combat rating I'm just leaving on the table by not having this gear farmed. When you get to higher Paragon levels, the gear will become better. So when you become Paragon 30, you'll be able to start wearing hands. And the equipment itself will drop at Paragon 30 requirement. You can go to Hell 2 and start farming the Hell 2 gear, which should have better stats. And because of the better stats, you're going to get better combat rating as well. That is the free-to-play way to do it. It's mostly tied to gear. Now let's talk about gems, which is more the pay-to-play, but gems will also affect free-to-play. You're going to put legendary gems into your gear. The legendary gems themselves, based upon the rank and the quality of the gem, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 star, is going to increase the resonance and combat rating. So you're going to straight up get flat combat rating on the gems. You can see, for instance, I have 66 combat rating just on one of my gems here and 270 resonance, as well as the other additional passives that we can cover in a different video. But what's the resonance do? If you click up here and look at your total resonance, what resonance is actually going to do is increase your base attributes, meaning all of the stats we just talked about, fortitude, vitality, willpower, etc., increases equipment-based attributes by 59.25%. So these stats I'm getting are being boosted by basically another 59%. We're getting another 25 attributes for each one of these. That's how I'm getting these total numbers of 168, 272, 272, and all the way to 320 willpower, which is giving me 320 combat rating. It's because bonus resonance is bonus attributes, which we already know transposes into bonus combat rating. Combat rating itself is crucially important. Combat rating not only is going to dictate how far you progress and how much damage you do. It's also pretty much going to contribute to the leaderboards, which is why we know that you're not really going to do a challenge rift if it's 500 combat rating above you. That's not realistic. And we know because of the way the gym system works, how you can get resonance from the gyms and how that would translate into combat rating. And then we can look at the leaderboards and see the higher the challenge rift, we can assume, rightfully so, that they're going to have higher combat rating. So for this reason, what this means for the free-to-play person is if I am not a whale and I'm not trying to compete in the leaderboards, you should forget about the leaderboards and you should just worry about trying to get triple drop rows on your equipment and highly focus on getting triple drop rows and min-maxing your equipment. These are rare, there's no doubt. It is akin to trying to get like a Primo or something in D3 and Ancient. You know, it's a fairly rare drop, but that is sort of the point of the game of Diablo, is grinding better and better gear. And there is, like you saw, 200 or 300 combat rating, which is enough to probably put me at the top of the leaderboards if I had that equipment worth of combat rating just sitting there on the table for me to grind. So if you're wondering how you can get better combat rating and you don't want to swipe your credit card, go get better gear that have triple rows, get exceptional equipment items, upgrade your Paragon level. Because also when you get Paragon 30, like I was saying, you're going to unlock a whole ton of gear. If I go down here to my stash, I'll be able to show you exactly all this gear that I've been farming that's already in Hell 2. Typically people around 20 Paragon or so are already going to start farming Hell 2 for the better loot, because you've already got the loot you really want for Hell 1 and you're preparing for the future. So if you look at it here, check this out. So if I go to Hell 2, equipment, look at this. I got this helmet ready, that's 53. I got this one, that's 56. I got a better one there, better one there. I mean, these are all some better stats that I can't wait to try to throw on my equipment. You can see I've got some other different equipment just sitting here, just waiting. I've got a necklace just waiting because there's a ring, a green ring in the box. So I'm going to take the green ring from the warband. There's something else you can do, which is actually use your warband that I notice people aren't really talking about. So you can get higher combat rating fairly early by using your warband. The warband is going to allow other people in your team to donate like these sealed warband chests, and these sealed chests have a Paragon level requirement of whatever the person farmed it at. So if they're like 17, it's going to be like 17 or something, right? But then what that means is they're random. They're actually random. So you can see there's a ring here, and it's a green ring. Okay, for each time you defeat an enemy, you gain movement speed. There's no way for me to get and equip this green ring if it's not in the warband. This is a hot tip. This is you can actually equip items that require higher Paragon earlier, because this ring doesn't drop until Hell 2, which only drops Paragon 30 equipment. So if you understand where I'm going for this, like, look, here's a necklace, okay, Wisdom's Edge. I could do the bonus of 1,000 wins or something. You can actually get equipment that is otherwise time-gated or Paragon-gated out to you by using a warband as well. Hopefully this information helped. Go get some more combat rating, climb the leaderboards. Love y'all, and I'll see you on the next video. Consider subscribing and liking. It does actually help a lot. We gained like 500 subs yesterday.